I'll just go up to 91st. Oh.
You can't be up here, man. I need you to go back that way.
Why can't I be up here?
Get out of the road.
Get out of the road. There's no sidewalk.
There is over there.
So you deny me access to the road? What for?
We're in the middle of a perimeter, man. Go away. It's not safe for you to be out here.
Well, it wasn't safe for the people to be in the Twin Towers either.
Have a good night.
Hey, what about my rights to film? What about the person's rights not to be abused by the police?
You can film from the sidewalk. Get
I
off
can't,
the road.
I can't film.
You're interfering.
Okay, I'm out of the road now.
Property. Go away. Can you please stay inside your house for a moment? Can you please stay inside your house? We've got somebody hiding on a rooftop behind you. Please stay inside and lock your doors. Thank you.
So there's Air One flying around. So they told me to get out of the street, and then they told me to walk back to Fremont. And if you happen to look, there's the street. There's private property. Now they said stay off private property too. So I can't walk back to Fremont on private property, and I can't do it in the road. So how the blank am I supposed to walk back to Fremont? I don't care. Robbery, right?
Come on our property too if you'd like.
Huh?
You're welcome to our property.
Oh, thank you.
Did you
Huh?
capture that shot? Like,
No. Now they're gonna block our view. Turn on the light so it flares the camera and block our view. They have no problem with this guy going through. Nor do they have a problem with this person going through. But if you got a camera and you're a cop watcher, they got a major issue with that. Did you hear the argument between me and that cop?
oh yeah, were you the one they were saying you need to be on a sidewalk or something?
Yeah, I need to be on the sidewalk. I need to be off people's personal property.
Well, there is no sidewalk. That's the catch of it, is that this is property and there's no sidewalk there, so you can't even... But, like, whatever happened, like, I'm so mad I missed it. I tried to grab my phone, but I missed the... Whatever. I don't know. They were screaming and, like...
Yeah, he probably tased him. Had the dog bite him and tase him.
Everything okay?
Yeah, it's fine. There was just something very brutal.
You gotta hear a lot of shrieking.
Yeah, and I didn't get it on camera. I'm kind of mad about it. I mean,
Did
now
you sick dogs on somebody?
Yeah.
For what?
I don't know. North was looking for 3 people. They caught 2 of them, and one dude did the spider on a roof next block down. And I guess he came off the roof and ran. But, you had officers up here. There's no reason for them to sick the dog on the person.
Yeah, there was like 20, I saw like 3 cars of people.
Yeah.
I heard him like shrieking in pain.
That's because they sicked the dogs on them. They sicked the dogs on them and probably tased them.
What was he doing? What happened though?
Just ran from police.
Oh.
Portland has a real dismal record on human rights.
Did you guys see them sick the dogs on him?
Yeah, I did. I did, but I ran to get my camera. Yeah, well, they told me to go back inside because
Yeah.
like, they were saying like, oh, someone's on your roof in particular, like, and I didn't really believe it. I think they were telling me that because they didn't want a witness.
Yeah, they don't want witnesses.
I don't think anyone was on our roof.
No.
You saw that?
Yeah.
No, I go through this all the time with them. I'm a cop watch. I go around and film the police.
Do you live near here?
I live in Northeast Portland, over by Killingsworth and Martin Luther King.
So how did you come here?
I heard it on the scanner.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I think it's bullshit that they said you couldn't be on private property. Like, I should have told you sooner that you're, like, welcome on our property to do this.
I've had them actually walk up to people's houses and knock on the door and tell me that I'm trespassing the property and smile as they walk by.
You saw that whole thing go down?
Yeah.
Dude,
It was
I
violent.
heard that. That was violent as fuck. The guy was screeching. I like woke up from sleep. But I heard the interaction too. He was just like, they were saying something about a sidewalk, and then instantly the.
No, that was a different thing. That was them.
That was me.
They were saying.
I mean, they were definitely fleeing, but it's interesting. The person was trying to escape the cops, but it's just like, what degree of violence?
Yeah.
And also, how did that person even come to that? Like, why did they go over to that car?
I don't know. All I know is the dude would have had to go over that fence, which wouldn't be too hard, and they could have put a car right up onto the property up there, and waited for the guy to get up there. By the time he got up there, he'd be exhausted.
So this is just like a hobby? Like, you just like...
I'm an activist that films the police.
Oh, that's super
Because
cool.
I got tired of hearing about civil rights violations and stuff like that.
You could lock the door when you come back inside.
I put everything on YouTube.
Damn, so we both missed it?
We both missed it.
I'm so mad about this.
Well, I didn't know I could come up here, otherwise I would have been up here. But I was way down there. I wound up, I'm not going to be able to see nothing, so I walked down by the pole And then I heard it. I was down by the pole when all that happened. The telephone pole. I was like, oh man.
I got something.
Yeah.
It wasn't the. It was the aftermath, though.
Mm-hmm. No, I bet they're not even gonna call medical for the guy, even though they're supposed to. But with me here, they might call medical.
Damn, yeah, that was crazy. No, I was just like hanging out in my like living room, and I saw the cops pull up,
Mhm.
and yeah, but fuck, I'm so mad I missed that because that was violent.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
Heard someone found out how fun dogs are.
Yeah. I don't think it was necessary to sick him on him.
Eh.
Yeah, we're spectating. Yeah, but that's the thing about it is like it's very deceptive how they told because I was originally just watching from like
Mhm.
here, and then they told me they're on your roof. Get inside now. I don't think they were on our roof.
They
I think they
weren't.
tried to lie to me so I wouldn't like be a witness to anything. And I felt so stupid because I didn't have my phone on me and couldn't get a video of that, but that was brutal.
That's why I stepped on private property down there, because they can't push off private property. Only the owner of the private property can kick you off.
Okay, so you can't be on private property, but if someone who like owns it lets you on, you're
Have a
allowed.
good night, Bob.
Hey, you too. What the law says that if like for instance, if I step on your property, then an officer can't come up and say you're trespassing and arrest me.
Mm-hmm.
He has to get the owner of the house or renters or whatever to say, hey, you're trespassing, you have to leave. And then if I don't leave, then I'm
Tried to send my friend a Snapchat and it didn't even send.
oh no.
Did you miss the drama though?
Nah, I heard it all.
How do you feel about it?
I used to work in law enforcement, so I understand how it happens.
Mm.
Usually it's deserved. Sometimes other things can happen, but
Yeah.
from what I heard for the last half hour, it was deserved.
But also, it's very manipulative for a cop to tell someone like, "Oh, they told me to go inside. They are on my roof right now, and I'm in danger." That's manipulation and lies and bullshit and very honestly, like, just very like sad that you would because they don't want a witness to see what they're doing, and why do they not want a witness? Because maybe something they're doing is unethical.
Well, that's not the way I worked. I would have never told somebody to go inside for something like that, but it's more of a liability issue for the city or
For
whatever
themselves?
department.
For like their own actions that might be like unjustified or something.
Well, no, I mean, if they're doing something unjustified, there's no excuse for that. But it's more if something happens to you guys, like even if you're on your own property, you could lose a lot of money or a lot of bad looks for the city. So I wouldn't lie to somebody to tell them to go inside, but I would be like, hey, it's unsafe. Please go inside.
Yeah, I was right.
If they don't, there's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, I was standing right down here. I was coming up the road, and the officer goes, "Get on the sidewalk," and there is no sidewalk. So I stepped on the property, and he goes, "Get off the private property." I just looked at him like, "Huh?"
Yeah, you're parked right by my next door neighbor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, how have you been, Bob? I haven't seen you. I haven't worked law enforcement in a few years, but I haven't seen you since I was working.
Been doing good.
You doing okay?
You
Yeah.
know their name?
I've seen you filming before.
Yeah.
It was such a small world. Portland's just like,
Yeah.
Well, I worked in Multnomah County, so
yeah.
I mean, you live in Southeast, right?
No, northeast.
Northeast. Okay.
You know where the northeast precinct is?
Yeah.
I live half a block from there.
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, I think this shit's resolved. I'm just mad that I only got the tail end of the.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard them tell him to get into the house, because the person's on his roof.
Did you get anything? Cool.
No, I didn't get anything good. I didn't get the screaming and pain. It sounded like they were dying. But is that like a normal taser reaction or something?
Pretty much, yeah. So like me carrying a taser, we all have to get tased is just a part of the learning. And yeah, it's not fun.
No. If this cop wishes to confront me for some reason, don't intervene.
Yeah, I'm staying out of it. I was just seeing what was going on. How are you guys? How's it going?
All right.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna go back to bed.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, because what they'll do is they'll make a bunch of threats to you. Also, you're letting them on the property even after we told them you can't be here.
Who?
Oh, when I was here, the cops told me that I had to go all the way down to Fremont. Then they said I couldn't be in the street and I couldn't be on private property.
Well, it's definitely hard. Oh, is that the ambulance?
Yeah.
Let me get that one. Are you getting this?
Yeah, I got the ambulance coming up.
This is pretty fun. I think.
No,
this
they
is
know.
my
They know
favorite.
me. I'd be down at City Hall filing a complaint if they didn't send an ambulance up there after a dog bite.
No, that's regular protocol. They have to.
Yeah.
Have a good night, guys.
All right, you too. So you're no longer in law enforcement?
No, it's just not worth the danger these days, and I got a job that pays a lot more money. So.
Oh, okay.
So all in all, I get weekends off. I don't work holidays, and I don't have to worry about dying.
That's cool.
Have a good night, guys.
All right. Yeah, it would have been at City Hall filing a complaint if they didn't call an ambulance up here.
So they have to.
They have to, yeah. I mean, I've heard from people that said they didn't call an ambulance, they just took them to jail. But with me here, I know a lot of their procedures and their rules and stuff.
Or like based on viewers.
Huh?
Like now that they know we're spectating, they do more than
Yeah.
they would.
You can act like a clown off camera, but when you're on camera, and more than likely these officers up here don't know where I'm at. I mean, I could be on that college campus laying down 20 feet away from them and they wouldn't know it. But they know I'm here.
Oh, that's cool. So you do this a lot.
Yeah. I go out just about every night and film the cops.
Even this late.
Yeah, I heard a lot of horror stories at night. Because, you know, the cops know they can get away with stuff at night because people are sleeping and people are, you know, it's dark and people can't see anything. So,
And it's a hard gray area because, like, beyond, like, me having this place, like, how would you go closer to them? You couldn't.
Yeah, I
unless
couldn't.
there was a sidewalk or something.
yeah, well, what I do, if I really wanted to do something when that cop pulled up, I would have crossed over to the college campus, got up into the tree area, and probably climbed down on my stomach down to, like, where that other tree is.
Yeah, like right there.
Yeah.
But that's still kind of like trespassing on them.
Well, I'd have to be trespassed from that college.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super freaky.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think it's resolved at this point. Not resolved.
No.
I also just am very curious on the story of it all. Like,
Yeah, I've seen some of those pictures of some of those bites and stuff. They are vicious. You know. And for the cop to turn his dog on the person like that. You see how much open area that is?
I don't really understand the whole, like... It seems like the person was, like, at that point, like, willing to, like, be... Like, they were, like, surrendering at that point, so I don't understand, like, the violence. Because I don't think they would have gotten, like, towards a road with cops on it. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like they were at that point just, like, ready to accept whatever. So I feel like it was just a very violent...
Well, he's going pretty fast.
So when you, like, record this stuff,